highlighting a persistent problem, in secure coding practices. So this emphasizes the need to smarter developer-focused security solution. So which is provided by GitLab Advanced Security. So next, what is the impact of using GitLab Advanced Security in banking sector or in any other organization? So 72% of vulnerabilities are fixed within 7 days using GitLab Advanced Security, compared to the industry average of 15%. So we also enjoy the benefits of using Dependable. So Dependable drastically reduces open source of software vulnerability resolution time from 180 days to just 40 days. Also, GitHub Advanced Security provides real-time secrets and token scanning. So alerting users across integration with 60 plus providers, and the number continues to grow. So this highlights how GitHub is transforming security, response time, and threat detection in banking industry. So what are potential business value outcome? So once you adopt GitHub Advanced Security, there are a lot of business value that comes along with that. So it improves developer engagement and productivity. So with GitHub Advanced Security, it addresses more active participation during code reviews, leading to better code quality and faster feedback cycles. So with GitHub Advanced Security during the review, so this encourages encourages participation during code reviews. So we also enjoy a reduction in tool integration and maintenance effort. So by using a single pre-integrated platform, teams spend less time managing tools and more time focusing on development. So with GitHub Advanced Security, so we enjoy vendor consolidation. So improve efficiency and cut costs. So organization can reduce the number of code analysis and CI and CI/CD tools by streamlining process and lowering costs. We also enjoy the benefits of faster innovation. So inner sourcing and higher confidence in code securities allow teams to innovate and release features more quickly. And last but not least, we have risk reduction. So enhance visibility across the software. So across the software development life cycle, that is SDLC. So helps identify and address security risk early, so reducing overall exposure. So why should we use GitHub Advanced Security for banking sectors or any other organization? So there are so many reasons why we should use GitHub Advanced Security. So for any organization, one is maybe the financial data that is for banking is highly sensitive. So banks handle confidential customer and transaction data, making security a top priority for them. Also, we also expose API to external traffic. So banking APIs or any other organization APIs are accessed by mobile apps and third-party service, increasing the attack surface. Regulatory and compliance. So the sector must comply with strict regulations. So by using GitHub Advanced Security, we can use GitHub Advanced Security to comply. And then the cost of breach is very high. So security incidents in banking can lead to significant financial losses, reputational damage, and a regulatory penalty. So these points highlight why advanced security solutions like GitHub Advanced Security are critical for the banking sector. So we have So what are the key risks in DevSecOps for banking? So one of them is leaked secrets. So we face the potential of maybe committing secrets into source control accidentally. So accidental exposure of sensitive information in code repositories can lead to unauthorized access and major security incidents. So insecure coding pattern, for example, SQL injection. So common vulnerability like SQL injection and cross-site scripting can be introduced um, if secure coding practices are not followed. So we also use open source libraries. So using outdated or unpatched third-party libraries increase the risk of exploitation through unknown vulnerabilities. So with GitLab Advanced Security, we can be able to detect um, third-party libraries that are vulnerable. We also face the risk of lack of developer security and awareness. So developer may unintentionally introduce risk if they are not trained in secure coding and best practices. So this risk highlights the importance of integrating security throughout the development lifecycle in the banking sector or any other organization at large. So ultimately, adopting GitHub Advanced Security. So this empowers banks to proactively this empowers bank to proactively defend against evolving threats, streamline compliance, and also protect both customers' trust and uh, critical assets. So next we have built-in tools that GitHub Advanced Security provides. So one of them is code scanning. So code scanning, so we can automatically detect vulnerabilities and the coding errors in your code base before they reach production. And then we have secret scanning. So we can identify accidentally committed secrets like API keys and credential to prevent leaks. Also, we have dependency review. So we use a lot of dependencies from that party. So we need to so GitHub provide a tool that we can use to know what dependencies do we use in our application and the vulnerabilities that they contain. Push protection, which is very important. So we can block pushes that contain secrets or high risk code, stopping issues before they enter the repository. So all this can be integrated into developer workflow via pull request. So all these security checks run automatically on a pull request, making it easier for developers to fix issues early without disrupting their workflow. So these inbuilt tools helps teams secure their coding at every stage of development directly within GitHub. So we are going to talk about Dependable. So Dependable continuously monitors your project dependencies for vulnerabilities and outdated packages. So with accelerated use of open source libraries, so there is increased risk of maybe using a library that is vulnerable. So dependables help us in doing the scan, and they can be able to flag that vulnerability, and also it can go a step further to provide a pull request to fix that to the latest updated package. So Dependable, it is also integrated with developer workflow. So Dependable works directly within GitHub. So developers receive update suggestion and fixes as part of their normal workflow. So also Dependable enjoys the rich vulnerability data. So Dependable leverage GitHub's advisory database and other trusted sources to identify vulnerabilities in supported package managers. So this ensures that updates are based on latest security intelligence from researchers and broader open source community. So Dependables helps team proactively manage security risk from dependencies, reducing manual efforts, and improving overall software security. So next we have code scanning. So we leverage code QL. So automated code QL scans helps you detect and remediate vulnerability before code is merged, reducing the risk carry in development process. So also code scanning enjoys the benefits of having a community of top security experts. So when you use code scanning, so you enjoy the benefit from security queries created and maintained by world-class security professionals and the broader GitHub community. So this ensures up-to-date and effective vulnerability detection. And all this is integrated within a developer workflow. So code scanning empowers teams to proactively secure their code base and streamline secure development. Next, we have secret scanning. So with the secret scanning, so we can identify secrets as early as possible. So we can detect sensitive information like API keys and credentials as soon as they are pushed to GitHub. So that developers are immediately notified, reducing the risk of accidental exposure of the sensitive information. Also, secret scanning enjoy community of secret scanning partners. So GitHub works with many partners to recognize a wide range of secrets format. Every commit and its full history are scanned for patterns from these partners. We can also go a step further to define our custom patterns. So, for example, we may create our own secrets that are maybe are not known to that are not known by GitHub. So we can be able to create custom patterns so that can help us identify our own secrets. So it supports both public and private repos. So secret scanning is available for both public and private repositories, helping teams secure all their code base against leaked secrets. So secret scanning helps prevent costly security incidents by catching exposed secrets before they can be exploited. So we also enjoy the security overview tab. So maybe you are a manager of your organization. Maybe you would like to know what is the state of my security, maybe in all repositories. So with GitHub Enterprise, you can enjoy the security overview tab where you get to see all the repos, all the vulnerabilities that they contain, those that have been fixed, those that are also pending to be fixed. Next, we have application security in the SDL. So this is software development lifecycle. So with the GitHub Advanced Security, it will make it easier for us to incorporate security in our SDL. So security should be integrated early in the software development lifecycle, starting from project inception and configuration, not just at the end. So with GitHub Advanced Security, we can be able to incorporate that in the beginning of the project. We also enjoy the embedded security in development workflow. So by using security parts of pull requests, code reviews, and testing, so teams can catch vulnerability sooner and they reduce costly fixes later. So regarding security gates, so traditionally security gates at later stages, be it QA, integration testing, pre-ship can create friction that slows down teams and hinder velocity of the hinder velocity if it is not managed well. So we can also enjoy with GitHub Advanced Security, we enjoy continuous security. So by integrating security tools and practices throughout the software development lifecycle, enables compliance and risk reduction without blocking development process. So this approach helps team deliver secure software faster with the less disruption. So GitHub Advanced Security also goes ahead to give us an advantage of integrating application security in our DevSecOps. So collaboration and joint responsibility. So security is a shared responsibility from the very start, that from project inception. So involving development and security teams. So security should be a shared responsibility between development and security team. So in platform security and policies, so security policies and platform configurations are established early to set a strong foundation. And then we enjoy the benefits of automation at every stage. So automated static application security testing. So also software composition analysis and secret scanning policies are integrated into pull requests and any CI and CD stages. So we also get the global software security overview. So centralized dashboard provide visibility into security posture across all projects and enabling proactive risk management. So this approach ensures security is embedded into every phase of development, ensuring faster and safer delivery. So there are some benefits that we enjoy. So yeah, by using GitHub Advanced Security. So for example, in banking sectors, so we can so we enjoy the proactive security enforcement. So we enforce security at every stage of our workflows. We also enjoy the real-time feedback to developers. So developers receive instant alerts and guidance on security issues, enabling faster and more secure code delivery. So it also helps us meet compliance and audit readiness. So automated security checks and reporting support regulatory compliance and make audit preparation easier. So with GitHub Advanced Security, we also enjoy the central visibility for app security. So security teams can gain a unified view of risk and alerts across all projects, improving oversight and response. So these benefits make GitHub Advanced Security a valuable solution for strengthening security and compliance in banking sector. So here we have a customer called World Example. So they have a security challenge. So World Example, a growing tech company faces increasing security risk in their software supply chain. So the IT manager is concerned about vulnerabilities, code leaks, and code compliance issues. So they approach the GitHub administrator to find a solution. So how many managers do you have here? None. Okay. What about GitHub administrators? DevOps? DevOps? Okay. Okay. So we have a challenge question here. So how can we ensure our developers write secure code? So to detect vulnerabilities early and prevent secrets from leaking. So this GitHub administrator provide a suggestion. So we can adopt GitHub Advanced Security for code scanning to detect vulnerabilities in real time. Secret scanning to prevent credential leaks, and dependency review to manage supply chain risk. So the manager is a bit convinced, but maybe he goes ahead and requests a demo for that. So next, we'll have a demo on how we can enable GitHub Advanced Security in world example repository. So allow me to switch context here and then go to GitHub. So you can see you can see a repository, right? Yeah. So the first question that's come from the manager is how can we enable GitHub Advanced Security? So I have a repository here. So to enable GitHub Advanced Security, so we go to settings, and then from here we go to Advanced Security, and then at this point you can be able to enable secret protection, code secret, dependency graph, dependable, and all this. So the manager goes ahead and asks, how can I know the dependencies that are in my project? So to know the dependencies that are in your project, so we need to enable the depender graph. Once we enable depender graph, you can be able to get a list of all the dependencies that you have. So I will enable this. And then once we enable that, we can go to insights and then navigate to dependency graph. So this is an node application. So we can see all the dependencies that we have. For example, we have minimist. So we can be able to list all the dependencies that our project is using. So I'm going to add a dependency and see to our project and see how it will be listed in our dependency graph. So I will navigate to code. So here I have package.json. Here it is. So I'm going to add a dependency. But normally by just installing dependency using npm, for example, npm install a certain package, it will be added. But for us, we are going just to add a line here. I believe that's okay. And then we'll just commit commit directory to main. So and then we go back to dependency graph. So we added a follow redirect. So let's search it and see if the scan is done. Yeah, so we're able to get the dependency that we have added. So with dependency graph, we can be able to get all the dependencies that our project is utilizing. So now that we have the dependency graph, how can we know whether dependency is vulnerable? So we need to enable dependable alerts. So we need to go to advanced security. And then we have dependable. So we need to enable dependable alerts. And then with that, we can get alerts for any dependency that is vulnerable. And then it also goes ahead and provide some information on the vulnerability. So to view the alerts, so we navigate to security tab, and then from there you can get a dependable on your left panel, and then you can be able to see all the packages, all libraries that are vulnerable and the kind of vulnerability they contain. You can also get a category whether it is a critical vulnerability or a high or moderate. So once you get these alerts, now you know that your project contains vulnerable dependencies. So now maybe the next question is, how do we now fix this? So if we maybe navigate to this particular dependency, we can create a security update for this. And what it will do, it will go ahead and create a pull request, and then it will update that dependency to the latest dependency that doesn't contain the vulnerability. So it will be able to update, but I already have some pull requests for dependency update. So as we wait for that, we can go ahead and check the one that we have. So as we wait for it to finish creating the fix, do you have any question? Yep.
Regarding these dependencies, I'm referring to an incident a few weeks ago with updates to NPM libraries. So you find that the latest was the one that is vulnerable. Does it have an option to downgrade automatically?
No, it doesn't have an option. It can't downgrade. Yeah.
Okay, my second question is,
Mhm.
find that we have a unified system for monitoring. Is there a way
Mhm.
these vulnerabilities can be shipped to another system, let's say Splunk or Sentinel for monitoring?
Maybe you can leverage GitHub APIs to get this information from your repository, but directly, I'm not sure whether you can be able to do that.
Thank you. So I'll just give a scenario. So there's something that happened back a few weeks ago. So there's this blockchain developer who's working using Solidity. And then he goes, downloads an extension, gets an extension, and then he does his development. So, I mean, it looks genuine. So what happened? So there was a script that was pulling the private keys And then he realized he has just lost like $500,000. So with GitHub Advanced Security, how would it come handy in such a scenario? I mean, we're in an era of vibe coding, and we had someone excited about Casa, so he went and played around with it. So in as much as vibe coding is there, and GitHub Advanced Security, is it only confined to GitHub, or you can have an extension now to something like Git?
Okay. Can you are you asking whether you can use GitHub Advanced Security outside GitHub? Okay. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can use GitHub Advanced Security outside GitHub. But you can enjoy if you are using Azure, there is GitHub Advanced Security there. Yeah, for Azure DevOps.
Pipelines that can be taken care of. So let's say this guy was using Azure DevOps. But then you can imagine probably this PowerShell was running on the background. So by the time you're pushing this thing to your pipelines, I mean, you've already lost your money. So, okay, I know right now it's a bit limited, but I know this is for the Microsoft team, but could we maybe think of how to get, because you can imagine that one, I mean, you've already lost money. So even if I push it to GitHub, it doesn't really make a change unless you protect me, my SSH keys is exposed.
Yeah. So GitHub can maybe prevent maybe pushing secrets to GitHub. So maybe that can help. Yep.
Hi. So I was in the Dependable part of its the way it's structured is it's supposed to run updates on updated packages. My question is, can it be configured to do like create a branch, run the update on the branch, run my test suite, and then ask me to merge instead of running it automatically? Because usually package changes sometimes have breaking changes, and I don't want to have to be mad at GitHub for auto updating my project.
Yeah. So it does create pull request, but it doesn't automatically merge. So and it is kind of the main branch or the default branch. So once all once the packages are like in the default branch, that is why now the scan happens, and then it can detect the packages that contain vulnerability. Yeah.
Once it's noted my packages, it can just notify me that it wants to make a pull request. It doesn't actually merge it.
Yeah. It just create a pull request. It doesn't merge it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for example, here I have some pull requests. For example, this one. So this one it upgraded this package. So we can see from 0.60 to 0.71, but the PR is still up, and then you can go ahead and merge. Let's see what changes were made. So this is a version of YAML file. Let's see where we have some. We have this 6 minutes ago. So it updated the package, but the PR was not matched. So you can go ahead and merge the pull request once you have reviewed and you are certified. So we are going to merge this. So now we have merged the PL, but we did trigger it to create the pull request. So how can you do this automatically? Because maybe you might have hundreds of dependencies. So with that, so we can enable Dependable security updates, and then from there we can be able to enjoy the benefits of creating the pull request automatically. So we'll go to settings. And then advanced security. And then here we go. So we have Dependable security updates. So we enable that. And then once it gets a vulnerable dependency, it will go ahead and create a pull request to fix that. If there is a latest package that is that doesn't contain that vulnerability.
A question.
Okay.
Most tools, let me give you an example. You are passing a bearer token for authentication.
Okay.
You have an endpoint that generates that token, then use that token for subsequent connections. So developer can decide to log that specific token. You see, at the code level, still that secret is not there.
Yeah.
But at runtime, you'll find that secret. But yeah, that the GitLab Advanced Security, is it clever enough to know whatever you're logging here will be exposed in logs? For example, we ship these logs to ELK or whatever.
So so what GitLab Advanced Security enables us to do is so for that we use secret scanning. So if the secret is visible in GitHub, it will be able to scan that and it will be able to flag it and notify you that this secret has been exposed.
No, it's not a secret. You see,
Uh-huh.
I will log this secret at runtime. I've not logged, like I have a line there for right console or whatever. So it means during when you are scanning my code, you won't see that secret. But the person who is viewing the logs at runtime will see I logged that either it's a DB password or it's the customer username. Is it clever enough to see that I have coded a line here that I'm logging a credential?
Okay. So so if the secret is not visible in GitHub, secret scanning will not detect that. But if it's a practice that is known, maybe for example, SQL injection, it will detect that. And for example, if maybe you have a code that is badly written, and then maybe maybe a malicious actor can use that for maybe doing some bad activities, and that coding practice is known. GitHub code scanning will help to detect that. But if it is something that is not known, GitHub Advanced Security won't help in that. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I think just confirmation. One of my colleagues here asked about if it has an extension like a plugin that you can install, or are you able to import? Not really import. The SBOM. For example, I saw that part for SBOM. Can you able to import directly to another application, the one now? For example, if there's an application security team that handle that specific expo, instead of me just downloading like an API, something like that.
There is an API for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for the question regarding there is a CLI that can help you prevent maybe pushing secrets to GitHub locally. So maybe before pushing it to any maybe source control, you can utilize that particular CLI, and then that can help you prevent you from pushing secrets to any source control. Hello.
Maybe it's a question and a concern. Does it have a capability of detecting already exposed private repos? Because there's this case where one of our developers, its code were exposed and it was detected by our threat intel solution CrowdStrike, and it has been there for long. So does it have a capability to pull the repos?
Yeah. So with the GitLab Advanced Security, so it is free for public repositories, but for private repositories, you need the GitHub Teams and GitHub Enterprise. So with the GitHub Enterprise or GitHub Teams, you can be able to use, you can be able to scan private repositories, whether they were maybe the commit was done several years ago. Yep.
Hi, I have a question. Perhaps I'm using GitHub Enterprise, and within it, I'm the IT security manager. So you find maybe my developer he has made a lot of changes, maybe in the dev branch, and now wants to maybe merge those changes to the master branch. Is there a way GitHub Advanced can help me to prevent him first from merging the changes to master? So ideally, can it scan first using secret scanning, code QL, Dependable before now merging those changes to master, so that whatever maybe goes to production is actually clean?
Yep. So immediately you have a PR, you can have a GitHub workflow that maybe scans your code, and then once the PR is opened, the scan is triggered, and then once the scan is complete, you can get the results whether there is any secrets or any bad practice that has been used.
Okay, maybe for my second question.
Okay.
What are the chances that some of the alerts that I'm getting are false positives?
So the chances are minimal, and the reason being is that it used it for dependables maybe to flag dependency as vulnerable. It uses GitHub Advanced Security database, which contains all the vulnerabilities that are known by the public. Yeah.
Just a question again. I think the threat landscape keeps on changing. Maybe you could be having a secure bit of it today, and then tomorrow there is a vulnerability to that. Is this configurable maybe to something like email notifications so that you can get notified on such a case?
Yeah, so once maybe today, in fact, every package is secure until a vulnerability is detected on that particular dependency. And then once maybe that vulnerability is known to the public and it is logged, so now the scanning tools can use that and scan all the dependencies you have. If they get that you are still using the dependencies that contain the vulnerability, you'll get the alert. Yep. Any other question?
In terms of the policies, is it customizable? For example, internally we know, for example, I'm using .NET, for example, .NET 6, and the vulnerability is known within the organization. Is it customizable that I can classify this as a false positive Yeah, something like that.
So for vulnerabilities, you can't. But for example, in secret scanning, maybe you find maybe a secret has been flagged. Maybe you use that secret maybe for testing, so you need to commit you need to commit it. So gives you GitHub gives you an option to say that this is maybe used in testing, or this is a false positive, and then you can be able to continue. For example, think of a scenario where maybe you have an enabled push protection, and then maybe you have maybe you have a string that looks like a secret, and then GitHub Advanced Security flags that as a secret. So how will you bypass that? So that is now where you can say that this is a false positive, and then you can be able to proceed.
What in terms of like policy? You see, for example, I've integrated to my pipelines, and the default one is just break the pipeline in case of any vulnerabilities. But this is a known vulnerability in my organization, and I need to set a policy. Just keep this and this and this, so it's known, but it's being fixed. So is it possible just to add your custom policies and advanced security for GitHub?
Yeah, so for vulnerabilities, we can't add custom policies. Yeah, because the vulnerabilities are already known to the public that this is an actual vulnerability.
Yes, I know they're there. It's only that as an organization, I don't want to break these pipelines. I know the vulnerability are there, but internally the team is working on it, and I don't want to break the pipeline. So it's like I'm setting a custom policies that, for example, maybe an Azure identity, for example, this is supposed to be upgraded to 4.0, but still I can accept 2.0 as the progress is going.
Okay, so yeah. With that, you can be able to proceed with the package that contains the vulnerability. Since you're the one who is going to merge the pull request that updates that particular package. So you can enjoy that benefit of maybe you want to proceed, but you're exposing yourself. Yeah.
It's just an inquiry. I think you recap for me. So after it has done its search, its scanning, does it automatically update, or it waits for human intervention?
Yeah, so what it does is that it just create a pull request. So you need somebody who will review the pull request, and then they can be able to merge. Yeah, for example, here we have some pull requests. For example, we enabled dependable security updates, and then it was able to scan all the dependencies, and then it was able to create, for example, you can see this is 10 minutes ago. So once you open this pull request, you can be able to see what was updated. So I can see, for example, ARM app insights was that was not updated. We have this one. We have this one here. So this one was updated, right? So, but you have to merge the pull request, like you have to approve the changes. Sometimes maybe you might have a rule that every developer, once they create a pull request, you need at least one reviewer so that before the code is merged. Yeah. So you need to review the pull request.
So if I ignore the pull request every time I push, will it make a new one?
So if maybe you just ignore this pull request.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it won't. The pull request will still remain, and then it won't create any other pull request for that. Yeah. Any other question? So here we can see that it was able to create a sample request for those particular packages that are vulnerable, and then you can just go ahead and approve all of them. So you can also on the alerts. So we have alerts here. So you can maybe you would like to maybe dismiss the alerts. So we have some we can be able to dismiss the alert and provide a reason for that. For example, whether it was fixed. So to reduce maybe having a lot of alerts. So I will go ahead and merge all these pull requests and then check on the alerts. Any other question as we merge this? Wait a minute. So once you merge this, some of the alerts should be closed automatically. Now we have merged all the pull requests. So let's give some times to close all their. Now we are left with 5. So 8 8 alerts has been closed. What if now you want, maybe regardless whether a package contains any vulnerability, like maybe the package is good, you just want to keep your repository like up to date with the latest packages. So Dependable also provide a feature that you can utilize to update your packages. So I will navigate to settings. And then from here, we go to advanced security, and then from there we can see dependable version update, and then you can be able to configure that. So once you open this, it will give you a file. So these are GitHub workflow for Dependable. So you can configure how frequent you want it to run. So for me, I'm going to use this, and then I will commit that. So with that, it will be able to execute, and then once the scan is done, it will be able to update those packages that are outdated. Any question as we finalize on Dependable? Any question? Okay. So that's all about Dependable. So we are going next to talk about code scanning. So secret scanning, sorry. Yeah. So with secret scanning, maybe you are faced with a scenario where developers maybe commit secrets to GitHub, even though the repository might be private, so it is not secure to commit secrets in GitHub. So GitHub Advanced Security provide a solution for this that you can use to detect already committed secrets, and then it goes a step further to help you prevent committing like maybe a developer is working on their local machine, they have a secret, and then they're trying to make a push to GitHub. If that contains secret, that it will block that push, and then you will not be able to push until you remove that secret. Or else, if maybe you really want, maybe the secret is used for testing, or maybe it's just a pattern that maybe a string that you have used in your code that GitHub Advanced Security is flagging it as a secret, you can be able to bypass that. So we are going to enable GitHub secret scanning for this particular repository and see how it works. So we are going to navigate to security to settings, and then from there we can go to advanced security. And then from advanced security, you can get secret protection. So once you enable secret protection, now you can enjoy the benefits of maybe secret scanning. But maybe another question: what if now you're able to identify the secret in your code, but now you want to know, is this secret still active? By active, can it be used to maybe access any protected service? So GitHub goes a step further and provide a feature called validity check. So you can enable validity check to make sure that once the secret has been found, GitHub will go ahead and give you some information whether the secret is still active. So I'm going to enable valid checks, validity checks, sorry. And then you can also scan for non-provider patterns. So maybe some patterns are not in providers that in GitHub. So you can go ahead and enable these patterns. You can also go ahead and enable scan for generic passwords. Maybe a developer was working maybe on a web portal, and then they committed a password. So with that, you can be able to detect that. And then push protection, which is most important, but I won't enable push protection at this point until we are able to push the secrets, and then we see how it will detect the secret. So I'm going to add a secret. So I will navigate to code, and then from here, I want to add a secret file code, and then create new file, and then I'm going to use credential. And then the content will be that. So here we have some secrets. For example, we have MongoDB secrets and some other. So I'm going to commit this particular secret and see how GitHub Advanced Security will help us identify these particular secrets. So we're able to commit that secret because at this point we haven't enabled push protection. But once we enable push protection, yeah, you can't commit any secret. So let's go to security. And then we have the security tab. We have security scanning, and then we have default. So here you can be able to see that you have some secret, and then these are you can go ahead and check what is the you can go ahead and check what is the secret. You get some remediation steps there, and then you also enjoy the benefits of getting the specific line where the secret is. So this make it easier for you to locate the secret and remove that. So this is the one we added. So you can see GitHub Advanced Security can helps you get those secrets. Any question? All right. So okay.
Okay, just to ask, a while back, I think a fellow dev was using Git Guardian, so it could uncover secrets and then send an email. So how does it differ from GitHub Advanced Security, Git Guardian?
I haven't used Git Guardian, but what I know about GitHub secret scanning is that it also sends you an email that you have these secrets exposed, and then you can also maybe the repository, you have managers, you have developers. You can also configure who specifically you want to receive the email. For example, maybe an email regarding maybe maybe your dependency is vulnerable. No, it's not. Maybe it is not something that we need to send to everybody. So maybe there's something you need to send maybe to a manager or maybe a senior developer. So with the GitHub Advanced Security, you can also enjoy the benefits of getting the notifications. But I haven't used Git Guardian, but maybe they work the same. Any other question? So once you have the alert, what next? So you have the alert. So you can decide maybe now to close that particular alert, but you need to provide a reason whether the secret was rotated and it is not active. You can also say it was a false positive. Somebody was talking about a false positive. So you can also flag it as a false positive. You can also say you won't fix it. It is your choice. You can also say you're using it in test. So with GitHub secret scanning, you can be able to identify secrets that has been committed in your repository, whether they were committed maybe years ago. It will detect all those. Now I can say this one was revoked. Just to make it short and close the alerts. Now, what if now you want to go a step further? You want to go a step further and maybe you want to prevent pushing secrets to GitHub. So you can enable push protection. So we'll go back to GitHub Advanced Security, and then from here, you can enable push protection. And with this with push protection, you can be able to prevent pushing code to pushing any secrets to GitHub. Something else is that what if now you contain some custom patterns? Maybe you have some some JWT tokens, maybe and the patterns that are in they're not covered. You can be able to add a custom pattern that will enable you to scan for those particular secrets. Any question as we close on secret scanning? All right, so we'll go next to code QL, so all code scanning. So code scanning helps you identify maybe bad practices that have been used in your code. For example, maybe somebody wrote a SQL query that can be exploited. So so I have a repository here. For code scanning. So we are going to enable code scanning for this particular repository. So let's go to settings. And then from there, we go to advanced security. And then from here, we can enable code security. Here it is. And then from here, we need to set up. So on the setup, you can decide to go with the default. With the default, it will detect the language that you have, and it will create a workflow for you. Now, since we have as this is running, so we can go ahead and add SQL query that is vulnerable. So as we wait for these, go to routes or have some SQL right here. So we need to edit this particular line. And then add so this query can be used for SQL injection. So we want to see whether whether GitLab Advanced Security will be able to scan our code and detect these vulnerabilities. So I'm going to commit this, but this time I'm going to use a different branch so that I create a pull request, and then once I have a pull request, we'll be able to scan that particular pull request and see any bad practices that has been utilized in there. So for this, I'm going to use code QL scan. And then we're going to create a pull request. So let's create this. And then once we have that, let's give it some few minutes, and then the scan to run. So as we wait for that, any question? So here it is running the scan. Do you have any question as we wait for this to finish? Any question from anyone? Let us have one. Let us have one question so that we wait for this.
Yeah, I'll ask my question. I was waiting for you to finish that one actually so that I can ask, but I can ask another one that is meant for the whole session on GitHub Advanced Security.
All right, that's okay.
Yeah, so far we have discussed about Dependable, and now we are doing code scanning, and we have also covered secret scanning.
Yep.
Just a quick skimming through the docs, I can see they are licensed as add-ons separately.
Their licenses.
Yeah, they are licensed as add-ons separately. Do we have licensing for, like, let's say an organization wants to pull all the 3 add-ons together into their pipelines? Do we have such a licensing format from GitHub?
Yeah. So once, it, as I said earlier, it is free for public repositories. But if you want to use it for private, you have to have GitHub Teams or GitHub Enterprise. So with GitHub Enterprise, you can be able to enjoy the benefits of GitHub Advanced Security. Actually, there's an enterprise organization that I'm using at the moment.
So you don't need a separate license for this. They are just part of the enterprise licensing that you actually have.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I think the other one I'll ask once the bit on code scanning is done.
Yeah, actually, it is done already. So this is the scan, and then we can see it was able to detect that is bad SQL. So with this, the scan failed, and CodeQL give you some information on what kind of vulnerability this is, and then the category. So this is high, this is quite serious. And then we have AutoFix. So AutoFix provide you like a solution you can use to fix that particular vulnerability.
Okay, so for the code scan, I've seen recently, because you are in the era of AI, you can review your code with Copilot.
Yep.
Is it the same one like this?
No. Actually, that's a different one. So for you to review with Copilot, you just need to come here and request Copilot review. And then with that, Copilot will help you to review, not like a code scanning. Like I can say they are quite maybe basic things that Copilot will detect.
For the code scanning, it's the whole repository.
Yeah, it will do. No. Once you have the PR app, it will scan for that particular pull request.
My question is, when you're doing secret scanning, there's 2 tabs that has default and generic. So what is the difference? And what is the difference between the scans that have the secrets that are found under generic and under default?
Yeah. So when we were doing we're enabling secret scanning. So we enabled secret scanning for generic, like for example, generic passwords. So those are the ones that I'll categorize as generic. Yeah.
About the default ones?
So the default ones are secrets from providers, for example, AWS, Azure, Slack, GitHub. Yep.
So it means that they're not supposed to be detected by the scan as well. The default ones.
No, they're supposed to be detected.
If they're there, yes, they are detected. So it means that they should be removed. Like when you're now requesting when the pull request is done and then you're asked to review, it means that they should be
removed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like when you're saying we're scanning, what exactly are we scanning?
So scanning, we are doing the scan for our code, the code that has been written.
Yeah, but what does it scan for?
So first of all, we talked about secret scanning. So it does the scan to find all the secrets that are in that particular repository. And then now we talked about code scanning. So code scanning, it detects known vulnerabilities, for example, SQL injection, the example we have right there. There are other known vulnerabilities that it looks for.
So is it possible? I know we do like test cases, but
Yep.
at this bit for scanning, is there a place probably someone can build custom rules, probably to check for other things that probably may have also passed test cases, but ideally, an example, assume like in a financial institution. So assume a developer does builds code. Out of that code, probably someone else will do test cases for that functionality. But probably what we are looking at, so at the end of the day, probably is a malicious developer. He will embed some logic inside the code that would not necessarily be picked up, but probably activated way later. So how would if probably a manager probably will come and want to do some in the bit of scanning, probably embed some rules for it probably to check something that would not appear probably from test runs, but would want to pick such gray areas. Is there
so for code scanning, I don't think we can add custom, maybe, for example, the way you used to add custom patterns. For code scanning, I don't think you can add such policies. Yeah.
My question would be, seems GitHub Advanced Security majorly focus on SAST and software composition analysis, SCA. Does it have a capability of integrating it with other security testing tools, DAST tools like OWASP Zap, BAP Suite, and the rest?
Yes. Yes. So you can get the report from elsewhere and upload it here.
Pardon?
Yeah, it supports maybe other providers. So you can do the scanning maybe in a that part, maybe from somewhere else, and then there is a report that we get, and then that report you can use it in GitHub Advanced Security. Okay, all right. So now we have detected detected that we have bad written code. So now we need to fix this, and then from there we can be able to merge our pull request. So I will go ahead and provide a fix for this. So you can edit this and get back the correct code. So have it here. So let me pick. Line 16. Sorry. So once you provide the fix for that, CodeQL will execute, and then it will give you a green check mark to indicate that the code is well written. So that's all about code scanning. So the other thing, maybe as a manager or maybe as a senior software engineer, maybe you like to know is what is the security state of all my repositories. So with GitHub Enterprise, you can it provides a security tab. Sorry. It's give you a security tab where you can be able to check all the repository. So for example, you can get this graph. So these are all their alerts, and then from there you can get the risk. You can see 25% of the repository are affected. That is dependable. 50% of the repository are affected. That is secret scanning, and then you can also get the coverage. You get to enjoy all and